Okay, if we could,
Oh, I love it.
like to call this meeting of the Munster Town Council, regular meeting on April 18th to order. We have roll call, please.
Certainly. Counselor Schoen,
Present. I don't think we are mics are on.
Counselor Mellon,
Present.
Counselor
We just turned yours on.
Tulowitzki,
Present.
Counselor Kulturitis,
Present.
and Counselor Gardner.
Present. As we rise for a moment of silence, we were just notified this past week that our former police chief, Chief Ryan, who joined the police department in 1962 and rose from patrolman to chief, passed away this past week. He was chief until 1987. Please rise for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to read a proclamation of the Munster Town Council. This is a proclamation recognizing Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. Whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Whereas trees can be reduced or can reduce the erosion of precious topsoil by wind and oxygen, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. Whereas trees in our town increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal, now therefore be it proclaimed that the Town Council of the Town of Munster hereby supports April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day, and encourage its citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And be it further proclaimed that the Town Council of the Town of Munster encourages all citizens to plant trees to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
President, I move we adopt this proclamation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hereby passed and adopted by the Town Council of the Town of Munster, Lake County, Indiana, this 18th day of April 2022, by a vote of 5 in favor and unopposed. Hereby proclaimed. Okay. Now we move to public comment. We kindly ask that in-person public comment be limited to 2 minutes per person or 5 minutes to a group spokesman, and that we keep our comments civil and constructive to public policy issues. If you have public comments, they may also be submitted electronically. If you do have those kind of comments or questions about an agenda item and would like to have it entered into the meeting minutes, please email that question or comment to Town Manager Dustin Anderson at danderson@munster.org. Do we have any comments for the public? Public comments? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment section and we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second that.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
and Counselor Gardner.
Yes. There is no old business. We will move on to new business. First item on the agenda is the Munster Police Department destruction of property. Chief Shekel, is there anything to add to the memo that was in our board packet?
No, it's self-explanatory.
Okay, very good. Wishes of the council?
I move we authorize the police department to destroy listed property or remove same from our current inventory.
I'll second.
There's a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Roll call vote.
We have that roll call yet? Okay,
You normally do.
let's have a roll call vote then.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Or my-
I was just following what. Go ahead.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
Aye.
Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
and Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Moving on, next item on the agenda, the Munster Police Department scheduling software, the scheduling software agreement. Chief Shekel, anything to add to this?
No, it's just really updating our scheduling from going to paper to being able to go online. The individual officers, they can look up their scheduling time. And conversely, we can make changes on the fly with the scheduling software. So it's bringing us into the 21st century.
Very good. Wishes of the council?
Mr. President, I move that we authorize the police department to enter into a one-year contract with Pace Scheduler for the fee of $3,200.
I'll second.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion?
I have a quick question. Sure. Is this gonna be renewable for $3,200 a year then? Or is
Yes,
it just for the initial?
no, that's yearly fee for using the software.
Okay, all right. No other questions for me. Thank you.
Very good. Other questions?
Just a comment, I mean, that we can make things more efficient for a police department is wonderful, that you can check your shifts online, that you can sign up for overtime shifts. I think it's great.
Very good. Roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
and Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Under item C, the J.J. Newell Concrete Award. Do we have anything else to add, Mr. Anderson, from the memo that's in front of us?
No, I would like to just call out that the award that we're recommending came in a little less than the engineer's estimate. And that we are pleased to recommend J.J. Newell as our concrete contractor. We have a long and successful relationship with them.
Very good. Council?
I move we award the project to J.J. Newell at their price bid of $180,300.
I will second.
Very good. There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis,
Yes.
and Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Item D, Resolution 2093. This is the road salt purchase for the 2022-2023 snow season. Any further information from the memo that's in front of us?
Nothing further from the memo.
Very good.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve resolution 2093 authorizing the town manager and director of public works to purchase up to 3,600 tons of treated road salt from the awarded state contractor through the 2022-23 state joint purchasing program bid on road salt for NDOT LaPorte District, #40.
Second.
There is a motion, a second. Any discussion with regard to the road salt purchase? Seeing none, we'll take a roll call, please.
Counselor Schoen,
Yes.
Counselor Mellon,
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki,
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Item number E, ordinance number 2094. This is the ordinance amending the zoning map of the town of Munster, rezoning certain real estate to CD3 R2 neighborhood, a 60-lot, one family resident district. Mr. Vanderwoody, you have something else to add, it seems like, so please go ahead.
No, I don't have anything to add beyond what's in the memo. I'll just say that it's a fairly limited rezoning of one lot at 1503 Fairway Avenue. And it was reviewed and approved, so to speak, by the Munster Planning Commission at a public hearing, and there were no remonstrances.
Is the new zoning for that lot the same for any of the contiguous properties around it? Or will this be?
Yeah, there is, all of the other residential properties are zoned CD3R2.
So it's sort of enlarged as one zoning area.
Correct. The area directly west is the driveway into Beach Park, and so that is zoned as a civic zone.
Gonna get my zoning map out.
Okay.
There's a staff recommendation in front of us, wishes of the council.
We'll recommend the adoption of ordinance of 2094.
A second.
There's a motion, a second, discussion? Seeing none, roll call please.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
And Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Zoning ordinance, one reading. Is that what you're asking?
Okay, and then we move to the
Next one.
item F, the appointment to the unsafe building board. Mr. Vanderwoody, anything to add from your memo?
No, I think I've covered it all in the memo.
Very good. There's a staff recommendation in front of the board, wishes of the council.
Mr. President, I move to appoint Sharon Mayer as a member of the Unsafe Building Board, representing the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Second.
Very good, there's a motion, a second, any discussion?
Just that it sounds like a strange board, they're actually not trying to have unsafe buildings. But rather inspect
That's what you-
buildings.
No,
It's not pro unsafe building.
so you want me to explain what it is?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so when there's an unsafe building or when the town staff believes there's an unsafe building, and we want to do something about that unsafe building, like demolish it or require the owner to do something with it, because it's private property and we don't have the right to just go on there and do whatever the heck we want. There's a process, and that process is overseen by the Unsafe Building Board, where a case is actually presented to the board. This is why this is unsafe. This is why this needs to be remedied. The board then rules, and that ruling could be appealed to the Superior Circuit Court, but you have that board in place to kind of be the guardrails so that we don't declare everything that we don't like unsafe.
The decision then doesn't have to come to the town council to.
No,
affirm
it does not. It goes straight to the unsafe building.
Very good. Thank you for that explanation. Any other discussion?
Just to ask, how long have we had an unsafe buildings board?
Mr. Westland, you're on for a second question.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
How long has Munster had this board?
So thankfully, the answer to that question is not a long, long period of time. Because by and large, things are maintained in town. So we've had it for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I mean, it was set up. Yeah, sure.
More than two.
Yeah, more than two.
So it was established in 1995.
Really?
But it, as Dave was talking about, it sort of didn't really exist for a period of time because there was no need to convene the unsafe building board because there weren't any unsafe buildings in town that were being condemned or slated for demolition. So the current board, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, is when that board kind of came together.
That's right. Nicole handled it, but we had a situation and she had to dig through our ordinances, found the existence of a board, but nobody on the board because there was no necessity for it. So we had to get the appointments made, and then there was one case so far, right? Or is there two?
We've had
Two or three.
three. We've had
Three.
three. Only one of them resulted in a demolition. The other two resulted in the owner actually making the necessary repairs to prevent the demolition of the building.
Are the rules?
Which is the goal.
Are the rules about who, the BZA member, plan commission member, is that set by the state, or did the town council make that decision back in 95?
It's set by statute, who can sit on the board.
Okay.
Very good. Roll call, please. I'm not going to ask any more discussion questions here. Roll call.
Counselor Schoen.
Yes.
Counselor Mellon.
Yes.
Counselor Tulowitzki.
Yes.
Counselor Kulturitis.
Yes.
And Counselor Gardner.
Yes. Are there any reports? Portfolio reports? In addition to the announcements of the town council meetings, I do want to make mention of the April 25th, next Monday, is the open house for the Munster Civic Foundation at 6 p.m. And the Munster Civic Foundation will have a meeting after that. May 2nd, 16th, June 6th, and June 20th are upcoming regular town council meetings and redevelopment commissions. They all start at 7 PM. And at that time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, meeting adjourned. Okay, then we can move on to the redevelopment commission.
Sorry, those extra questions made the meeting go so long.
It's okay, Ken. Okay, Wendy, are you ready for the?
I am.
Okay,
Whenever you are.
I'll call the meeting of the redevelopment commission of regular meeting on April 18th, 2022, the Munster town of the town of Munster, the redevelopment commission to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Schoon,
Yep, you're present.
Commissioner Mellon,
Present.
Commissioner Tulowitzki,
Present in person.
Commissioner Kulturitis,
President.
and Commissioner Gardner.
Present. There's
No representative here today from the school board.
We will entertain public comment. Is there anybody here in the public that would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move into the consent agenda.
I move we accept the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
There's a motion, a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Schoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Mellon,
Yes.
Commissioner Tulowitzki,
Yes.
Commissioner Kulturitis.
Yes.
Commissioner Gardner.
Yes. I don't see any old business or new business. Any reports, announcements? Entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. And there goes